Good afternoon, hello, it's Daniel, this is the TriathlonDan YouTube channel, and good afternoon from the Gralloch 2025 UCI gravel race. This is my mate Matt, and Matt, this weekend we're going to try and qualify for the Gravel World Champs, aren't we bro? Today we're just heading out on the OGT group ride led by Matt Holmes, but he is in a buggy, not on his bike. Obviously didn't want the smoke ahead of race day, but you know, what can you do, right? So about 30k today, nice little rollout, letting the vibes flow, just getting excited. Entertainment on stage later, we need to get registered, etc. Looking forward to a smash fest tomorrow, so let's hope this ride goes without any sort of drama. Push mag the barriers already. Nice one, good prep. So today's route goes a little bit on the race route, mainly the last 10 kilometers, which is downhill, so it'd be good to see that, but I know I'll be spanned by the time I get there anyway, so I'll probably set the PBs today. I think I'm in two minds for this ride. On the one side, take it steady, just pace it, enjoy it, don't have any accidents. On the other side, if we win this ride today, like, people will be talking about us, confidence will be sky high for tomorrow. I reckon we'll just smash it and just get a win under our belts. Yeah?
I've looked at the start list, I don't think we're going to win it.
Do we this one today? Let's do it today then, if not tomorrow. Okay, the lead has just escaped us, but it's nice to get out on these lanes in this area without worrying about your pace, power, etc. because what a fabulous part of the world. Obviously the weather helps, but this is absolutely beautiful. What a brilliant place for a bike event.
Winning, Dan.
Bit of a gap to bridge there, Matt. Oh look, Matt, it's just like one of my club rides, they're all waiting for me. Cheers guys, thank you. Thanks everybody, cheers. These rides are great for networking and talking to people and getting the vibes and stuff, but they're a bit stop-start, aren't they, man? It's a bit boring. It's a bit frustrating when you just want to get back and registered and whatever else. Okay, thanks. So the recce ride was a great success by our standards. I've done nothing but bleat on about how wider tyres and lower pressures are better, and Matt's 40mm tyres are absolutely useless, and I've punctured, you can't see it, but it has sealed, but I've got sealant everywhere, and Matt's been absolutely fine. So we're just debating now, do you plug it, do you not? I think I'm going to put a bit more sealant in and leave it because it has sealed, so let's pray to the puncture gods for tomorrow. But that was good to get out, Matt, wasn't it? Just have a look around? Okay, now I'm going to go and do a video with Dan Bigham. Nervous times. So we're now in the event village, just queuing up to get registered, and well, this feels like, I mean, I'm used to going to like big triathlons, it feels like that. There are 3,000 entrants across the weekend, so compared to like, you know, big Ironman triathlons and stuff, it's every bit as big as that. Now this is spread across two events, so the UCI race on the Saturday and the sport team on the Sunday, but it's awesome. There's pro panel talks and, you know, guest speakers, there's activations at all the different like sponsor things, there's food vans. It's really good, there's a lot going off, and I think there's a whole weekend of like live music and stuff as well. So Matt, we're up for a late night tonight, we're going to get absolutely smashed, get on the karaoke and get ourselves set up for a gravel race tomorrow. So we are registered. I did notice that, Matt, the document you provided for photo ID was your driving licence. I got my third cat British cycling licence out just so that they knew, you know, what they're dealing with. We're ready, let's go racing. Proper influencer now, taking videos of food. Okay, so it feels like the night before Christmas. We're just packing everything up. Hydration bladders being filled, nutrition being decided. We're both taking a mixture of carb mix and gels. Nobody needs to talk about carbs per hour. That is boring. But it's going to be hot, isn't it? So we're taking plenty of fluid with us. Yeah. Matt's bike, absolutely fine, pucker ready to go. My bike the same, the puncture has sealed. I'm not going to plug it. I've put more pressure in it, put more sealant in it, thanks to Matt for the sealant. It's holding. If it goes again tomorrow, I'll plug it then. I don't want to mess around with it right now, so it's okay. Everything's charged. We are ready to give this our best shot, aren't we? So we'll see you bright and early on the start line. Let's get stuck in. Okay, good morning from race day morning at the Gralloch. Now, it's actually quite a lot less faff than a triathlon. So we've dropped a bag off at bag drop. Matt's just faffing with his spares. He's tried to, well, I tried to drop a bag off at the VIP place first. I said, do definitely not, you absolute commoner, get out of my way, is what he said. But Matt, I reckon after today's performance, next year, yeah, exactly. So I guess what we're doing right now is what gravellers will call soaking up the vibes, just sort of, you know, letting the anticipation build up. We can start queuing up for the starting pen in about half an hour, so still plenty of time, and then it's about an hour until the start in total. So just eat a drink in and get ready for a big day out. It's going to be hot. We've got sun cream on, haven't we? This is Matt will be glad to know. I know Liz will be glad to know we've both got loads of sun cream on. So when I say loads, Matt's put a bit on his nose. I've actually put it over by some ginger. Anyway, let's get with it. Okay, so I have found an actual gravel pro, not me trying to blag it. This is Maddy Nut. Maddy does also have her own channel. I'll leave a link in the description down below. I'm sure if you're in the gravel world, you've already seen it. Maddy, you're here at the Gralloch this weekend. I know you're unfortunately not racing, but still looks like you're having a great time.
Yeah, I'm here on social media duties this weekend, so I'm in charge of the Instagram, which is good fun. I'm going to be out on race course, but in like a quad bike type thing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably going to have much more fun than the actual races.
Okay, so what's harder, doing that task today or Swanee Camp?
Oh, I think Swanee Camp's probably a bit harder. I don't actually have to worry about giving anyone any gels or bottles.
Got it.
But yeah, like really.
I just hang on off the back though, is that right?
Yeah, that's okay if you want to.
Race course wise, obviously you've done this course. What do I need to know today? What's going to get me to the finish in one piece?
I would say the main thing is line choice, like just being really aware of the terrain, because there are some sections of like really quite chunky gravel, and it's quite easy to puncture if you take a rough line or if you're too kind of rough with the bike. So yeah, just be cautious, because if you lose minutes with a puncture, it's not worth the 10 seconds you saved.
Yeah, I will tell everybody on Strava that I did lose minutes to a puncture anyway, in any case, but you know, punctured on the recce yesterday, so good start.
Oh no.
Maddy, thank you very much for your time. I know you've got a lot to do today. And thank you very much. See you later. So we're queuing to get into the pens, and you can see it's getting a whole lot busier here. I'm noticing people have got a lot of things like stuck to the bike, so like on the seat post there, CO2s, and a dart on the stem for like rapid tyre repair. You know, this guy here's got one under his top tube. Mine's in my saddlebag, so Matt, if I don't win because I'm zipping a saddlebag, then so be it. But yeah, definitely a lot of optimizations going on, so it's cool to see. I think we're just about to start the carnage of getting in the pens. It seems like it's the first race of the day. Matt, have a great race. Probably see you out there somewhere when you catch me. If not, we'll regroup at the finish somewhere. Tom, I think they call this a collaboration. That's what YouTubers do. I feel very out of my depth being next to you on the start line, so I'm going to make the most of it while we're actually next to each other. You did a triathlon last week, didn't you?
I know, yes.
How was it?
Oh, sorry.
Saying my pen.
All these elite
Too late
riders.
now,
Yeah, where's the elites? I thought this was the elites.
yeah, triathlon last week, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to mix up into it. Riding some privateer this year, it means you can do what you want, like total flexibility on the events I do. And a big part of that is like, I guess, creating content and giving back to sponsors.
Yeah.
The more variety of events that I do, the bigger the variety of different audiences.
Yeah.
So yeah, and just gets it interesting for me, really.
Well, I'm like the opposite. I do mostly triathlon, dabbling in road and gravel. It's like so much less faff doing this than it is a triathlon, isn't it? You must have bags and bags of stuff.
Yeah, so the one that I did had, it was a bit different. So we did a 1.5 kilometre sea swim, 50k bike, and then we ran to the top of Snowdon and back down. And then bike again. And then so it was like there's loads of different transitions. So yeah, it was definitely a learning curve.
I did a triathlon that finished, well, went up and down Snowdon last year, but I walked all of it. There's no running involved.
The uphill was okay, it was the downhill just killed my legs.
Crazy, right.
So hopefully they're alright today.
Got it, I'm sure you're fine. So today's the plan, try and qualify for Gravel Worlds, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. So awesome. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Good stuff. Well, I'll lead you out this first 20 metres then. Over to you for the rest. I'll leave a link to Tom's channel in the description down below. Please do check it out. There'll be a race day video in.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, probably. That's how I get around to it.
Cheers, Tom. Right, now it's nerve-wracking. Right on the start. Woo.
Choose 19 to 34 is really when we're seeing coming stars of Gralloch coming through. 4, 3, 2, 1. Away you go, enjoy the race. Men's juniors, aged 19 to 34.
Okay then, go, go, go. We are racing. Tom has dropped me already, but that's fine. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking, Daniel, this first 300 metres looks like it's a crit or a road race, and that's because it actually really is. Now, I have watched all the content online about the Gralloch that anybody's ever posted on the internet, and I've done a bit of crit and road racing in the past as well, so I prepared myself for this. I thought it was going to be like this. I got to the pen nice and early, so I was at the front, as you've seen. I invested all the energy I could in staying towards the front, just because there's a couple of pinch points in the first few hundred metres. So this hairpin left on gravel on the outside, so I can carry a bit more speed. I've not got held up there at all. If I was 200 riders back, maybe it was a bit slow. I don't know, so I wasn't there, but I'd assume that it bunched up a lot and it slowed down. There's then a 90-degree right-hand turn down here where, again, same sort of thing. I just want to be closer to the front. It's just like a crit, people dive bombing, that's fine. And, you know, give myself the best chance of finishing this top 25%. That's my aim, to finish in the top quarter. That qualifies me for Gravel Worlds. I'd really like to go. I'm not going to be able to do that on ability alone. I'm 100 kilos in weight. My threshold's about 330 watts, and I need more than just an okay ride. I need good mechanical look. I need some race savviness, and I just need to have a good day, and perhaps some other people to have a bad day. But you know, that's the challenge ahead of us. This climb has started. People say the climb starts on the gravel. It doesn't. It starts on the road. I'm getting absolutely dispatched here. Over 400 watts, and I'm just losing places hands over fist. The same is a story on the gravel climb. I'm just losing loads of positions, but I'm trying to not get demoralised. I mostly do triathlon, and it does teach you about pacing your effort over a long day out. So I told myself I was going to commit everything I could to the first climb. It's about 20 minutes in total. Get over the top and then sort of consider my position. You know, how far back do I think I am? How tired do I feel? How much can I press on? What groups are there? All those sorts of things. This is a descent about a third of the way up that first climb, so a little bit of a chance to, you know, sort of get your breath back and ease off, but it's not that steep of a descent. There's Adam Millington, local rider. He had a good ride. So I'm just trying to, well, I don't know, ride as fast as I can and lose as few places as I can. Now, I did actually lose about 200 places over the top of this first climb, and there's about 300 starters, so I'm some way off that top 25%. I knew that I'd lost loads of places and I needed to work my way forward, but I obviously couldn't count that many people, so, you know, it is what it is. This is what I'm riding. It's my Canyon Grizzle. Now, this is the adventure bike, or so Canyon market it as, but I actually think that it is the perfect race bike in the Canyon range. The Grail sure looks great, but it's just not got big enough tyre clearance, and for races like this, where the surface is rough and punctures are such a risk, you need bigger tyres. We've seen the gravel world, you know, waking up to the fact that wider, bigger tyres are better, and that's essentially what I'm placing a lot of trust in this event. So I've got super wide wheels. These are like development wheels from Veta. I'm not trying to sorry them, they're not even for sale yet. They will be in the next few weeks, but they're super wide, so they are hooked carbon, 32mm internal rim width and a 41mm external. It just means that it just balloons that tyre out a few more mil. So these tyres measured 50mm on my Zip 303Ss, they measure 54 on these wheels. Now, small difference for a rider like me. It's not going to be the make or break between me winning or not in terms of like speed, I don't think, but if it just helps prevent a sidewall puncture because the tyres are a bit more spread out, or there's more air volume in there, so you got more chance of sealing a puncture, all those sorts of things like all add up. And more than anything, I'm just confident enough to run low 20s PSI and know that there's enough air in there. There's enough, enough to not like smash the rim to bits and so on. So I really enjoyed riding them. I think it's the future. I like them for the time being. I see a lot of people on narrow wheels, narrow tyres, and I just think, well, look at the terrain you're riding on. On the ride, I did have 2 or 3 punctures on the rear, but they sealed every time. I got a load of sealant sprayed over me, but other than that, I just kept riding, plenty of pressure left in it, so maybe there's something in it. So I'm just about to go over the top of that first climb, and I got passed by a friend, Lee, and I know he was riding a lot faster than me because he started in the age group behind me, so he's already took 3 minutes out of me. But because we're so close to the top of the climb, I thought, right, if I surge on, if I can hang on to him, it's him in the black jersey just in front, if I can hang on to him over the top of the climb and just follow him down the descent, I might make a few places up. It might be a good wheel to follow. Clearly he's riding fast, it's just worth a shot. I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to make the difference on the climbs on the uphills because of my power to weight. So therefore I have to make the difference on the descent on the flat, because otherwise I'm never going to make any places up. If I just climb at my own pace and then sit in groups, I'm only going to go backwards because I'm just getting dropped on the climb. So I've got to do things like this, even if it's not the most sensible energy wise, even if I'm scared on the descents, like I have to if I want to be in that top 25%. Now, it turns out Lee is descending like a madman as well. Clearly a good bike handler. He does a lot of crit racing and does very well at it, so you know, some skills there. But this is making me ride faster than I would have done otherwise. Loads of mechanicals already, as we can see. He does just pull a gap on me here, and I drop on this rider's wheel who's behind him, and if I'm honest, it was a bit scary descending with so many people around, and with it being so many people, so dusty, you can't see very far ahead, and he did just creep away, but he would have done it on the next climb anyway. But that just made me think, yep, that's the right sort of thing for me to do. I need to do more of that, but also, like now, I'm riding really hard and I'm still not really on the wheel, I'm getting dropped. It's to know when to ease off and when to let them go and wait for the next group. So I think that's what I'm doing now. I'm just easing off a little bit and just thinking, yep, I'm not going to ride absolutely flat out. Things like this happen as well, so you know, you come into corners, you don't know how tight they are, there's rough sections. Like Maddy Nutt said, look for the line. So here you're looking for, you know, searching for the line, if there's a smooth line, if it exists, just to try and reduce that risk of punctures and just to try and get the, you know, the fastest route through this rough ass gravel. This is perfect gravel there on the road. Same sort of thing, like on the road obviously you're going a lot faster. I think this is where the mountain bike tyres aren't as good because of course you've got more rolling resistance on the tarmac, but you know, horses for courses. I'm letting a few riders go there because I'm riding hard enough as it is. It is still like, you know, 4 or 5% grade, so I'm just treating it like a normal climb. But again, I'm thinking about, when is this climb going to flatten off? When do we go over the top? Are there any groups around me? You know, actually looking up and around me and seeing where riders are coming from. You often get taken by surprise. Like here, I get passed by a load of riders who are going really fast. There wasn't really anything I can do there, but like, what on earth? Like, how in the hell are they riding that fast? And I know here that I'm near the top of the climb, so again, I'm just kicking on to get on these guys' wheels, because then I know that when it flattens off and you drop down, I'm going to really benefit from being at the back of a group of 4 or 5 riders. Cheers, guys. So, you know, I have to do that. There's only so many times you can do that in an event, and obviously you need to think about how tired you are and so on, but that's my plan. I had started knocking it off a bit now. After the first hour, I think I'd normalised about 310 watts, which is not sustainable for me. So I needed to knock that off a bit, and I decided that I'd ride at about 200, 220 on the flat, and then I'd climb at about 260, 270, which pacing plan, top end, that's as hard as I can go really. I thought I was descending fast, but there's always somebody descending faster than you, and it is good to be able to see their lines and just see how they take, you know, take corners and so on. That's actually really helpful, more helpful than looking at a map or even just looking at the corners. You see so many people with mechanicals, punctures and other mechanical issues. I don't wish ill on anybody, but as I said, I needed a bit of luck, and perhaps other people have bad days. So again here, that rider in our line just pulled up with a puncture, and it's just, you can't be on top of each other in the group because people puncture and then just you know, just swing off or even just stop. That's Connor Dunn from GCN in front of me. He passed me from my age group behind, riding really well. Didn't realise how tall the guy was, really tall, made me look like a dwarf. So yeah, really tall guy. Again, when riders like him are coming through, I'm just dropping on and seeing what it's like. Sometimes it'd be a big benefit, sometimes it isn't. 55k's in, so although this event is 110k, the last 10k or so is downhill and flat, so I'm sort of thinking, well, it finishes at 100, I'm over halfway. I'm going to start pressing on. I do not want to get to the end of this event and think, oh, I wish I'd gone harder, so I need to, within reason, take my opportunities. So this rider is just surging through, so I'm going to follow him through, I'm going to work hard, and do you know what? If he's not going quite fast enough, I'm going to keep pressing on and come up alongside him and, you know, surge on if I need to. I'm not riding stupid, but I am absolutely, as I said, trying to go as fast as I can. Mountain bikers were descending really well and riding pretty strong as well. They can get your ass, yeah, they're getting dead narrow on the bars, and that's actually a really fast setup, I think. I wouldn't write off using a mountain bike in future for this event, just when you can get aero like that. I'm doing 63 k's an hour, for goodness sake, and getting dropped. Like, that's absolutely insane. This, by the way, is so scary, and you just got to have so much savviness, which I don't have. Here we go, look, descending like a triathlete, locking up and struggling to turn, and just, you know, I'd been better taking that a bit steadier and getting that corner right, but shoulda, woulda, coulda, good fun. At least I didn't end up in the ditch down there. Further on, again, I'm just really pressing on now, so I am feeling, you know, fatigued obviously, but I'm eating and drinking well, and I'm just feeling like I've paced the effort, and that now I'm making places. Like this is a big step change. I did nothing but get passed for the first 2 hours, and it does demoralise you, even if you're thinking about, oh, I'm sticking to my pacing plan. This is brilliant, it's motivating. I'm feeling like, do you know what, I could be making some positions here. I've completely lost track of, like, you know, age group positions and so on, but I just know that every position forward is going to be a big help to me. And again, just trying to sniff out those riders who are riding through and passing people and making sure I follow them. So there, if I'd have dropped on that guy's wheel on the right, yeah, that'd have been nice, but I'm not making a position. I've got to follow this guy who has got an Iron Man tattoo on his calf, so maybe also pacing it the same. Riding fairly strong, as you can see. I'm going hard on his wheel. He did say to me after here that he wasn't trying to shake me off his wheel, he just wasn't sure what was the best line, and I'm not sure any of us know what the best line is. This is the last clip I've got because my camera ran out of battery, but I'll leave the stats on screen. I gave everything I got the last few miles, descended well, got in a good little group, but finished about 15 minutes outside of qualification. But I had a brilliant day, awesome event, I got everything out, and I will definitely be back next year. If you're watching this and thinking about it, it's an awesome event, you won't go wrong. What an event, absolutely brilliant. I've got everything out. Hope Matt's had a good day as well. We'll catch up with him at some point. I haven't seen him. Couldn't have done any more. Dan, is now a good time to talk? Have you got 5 minutes?
I've got 5 minutes.
I'm joking, well done. Good effort.